Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
Hey.
Is it time to go trick or treating yet?
No. Are you
Dude,
freaking kidding me?
wrong
It's
season,
not even
wrong season.
end of July.
It's summer, man. It's summer.
What the hell? What the hell?
No tricky of the treaties. It's summer.
Well, I don't know. It's supposed to be fucking 99 degrees tomorrow.
Okay, seriously, can you imagine wearing a costume right now?
No, but in October, in theory, it's not going to be fucking 99 degrees out, is it?
Yeah, but you said who's ready for Halloween right now?
And we can't guarantee that.
And because summer started
Yeah, I
so
know.
late, it could end that late. Ooh.
You know what? A topic I wanted to bring up. How the hell do you think Bigfoot? And I mean, okay, this ain't record breaking exactly, so I guess it's not. You know, we had a 100 and something degree streaks last year. So it's not record breaking, but at the same time, it's still hot as hell.
There's 101 degrees. That sucks for Washington.
Yeah. But how the hell do you think Bigfoot does it?
Well, if he's interdimensional, he goes to a
Well,
cooler
he goes
dimension.
he goes to an interdimensional refrigerator.
Right? He becomes
Mm-hmm.
Yeti.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Dogman's screwed. Either that or he shaves himself
No.
and he becomes Chupacabra.
Well, yeah. Shit. Maybe that's what. What?
Nope.
Maybe that's what Dogman really is. He's actually,
A hairy Chupa?
no, a less hairy Chupa. Because remember they tried to say Chupacabra in Texas was actually a coyote with mange.
Oh, God.
Well, maybe it's actually a Dogman with mange.
Yeah, well, and they tried to say that a rake and a freaking Wendigo were the same.
I think Chupacabra is Sonic the Hedgehog.
That could be. I could go on board with that.
I think it's a shaved sewer rat from New York.
No, that's a sewer rat.
Who shaved it? The crab with the knife?
It could happen. Isn't that where?
Do you guys remember that video?
Oh no.
Which one?
It was in like 2020. There was a crab running around with a fucking steak knife.
Huh, no.
And he was swinging it at people.
I didn't see that one.
Friend.
Damn it, man.
Damn it, man.
Right?
Oh man.
So Cole just shakes his head and goes, God damn. Every time I tell him, but yeah. So Forest Moon Grove has another group in England now.
Goddamn.
Lake Heathrow. Lake Heath and
You can't
Anyway.
speak.
Okay,
it's in Suffolk.
you need to explain
Here we go.
to our listeners what you do for these people, because you always tell them you have another group, but you need to explain what Forest Moon Grove does for
Every
them.
show. Yeah. So again, there's no peg chaplain in the military, and so what they do when there's over, I think the number is 3. If there's more than 3 troops that are some kind of pagan tradition, whether it's Wiccan, and you can go back, and I'm not going to go into the different descriptions of the traditions they are, but you got druids, which I'm sure a lot of people heard what a druid is. You got witches, you've got heathen is really big. and that's your Norse. They believe in Odin, they believe in Thor, they believe in a lot of your Norse traditions. Vikings, think the Vikings. So what we do is we endorse a group leader, which they take our endorsement, they go to the chaplain that's going to sponsor them, and that makes them basically clergy. Now, they're not going to be called clergy by the chaplain because to the chaplain they're not. I consider them clergy because of what they do. So, some bad news with that. There's actually there's a group in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, who at 4 o'clock this morning, and I don't know how they know the time, the specific time. They probably did a ritual or something, and everything was fine when they left. But approximately 4 a.m., somebody actually went in and destroyed and vandalized their ritual area. So the military police are involved. The chapter of Fort Bragg is heavily supportive, and that's a good thing. You don't find that all the time, honestly. So we endorse two groups in Korea now. One is Camp Humphreys, and the other is at Osan Air Base. And there's potential that we're going to be picking up a group in Seoul called Camp Casey. And basically what happened, why we're getting a spike right now, is because a lot of these soldiers that were in, and airmen that were in Korea have since left the groups that we endorse. And so Josh went to Fort Lewis. So now we are actually endorsing the group out of Fort Lewis, JBLM, Tacoma, Washington. Fort Lewis, Washington. We also endorse the group in Fort Wainwright, Alaska, which is Megan Winters. Now we are picking up Ryan Burks at Lake Heath, England. It's an Air Force base.
Okay.
So a lot of what we're picking up is Air Force. Which Air Force and Army actually work hand in hand pretty much anyway. So what do we do for them? Besides giving them a letter of endorsement, any kind of legal or political issues they come across, we are backed by the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, or the MRFF, and I just give Mikey a call, give him the details of what's going on. He gets in touch with the soldiers and airmen or whoever's. Like right now, there are 249, and probably higher than that because this was 2 or 3 days ago, female soldiers and airmen that are actually challenging women's health, because what the Supreme Court overturns with Roe versus Wade affects the military as well as civilian women. So what's coming up too, whenever the Supreme Court decides to come back and turn over crap, is when they go after the LGBT rights. That's going to impact a shit ton of soldiers in our groups, because a lot of them are LGBT and trans. So with that, then we also take, I'll be doing some training with these guys too on Zoom, because of security issues, especially after the Fort Bragg incident. Talking about politics as far as what can we do to support our LGBT soldiers more, and things of that nature. Things to look at too when you're running groups like this. It's not just the soldiers and the airmen, the active duty members, but their families. So, for example, Megan had to go through extensive background checks from the chaplaincy corps because she might be working with kids, pagan children, and that's great. So, then you're dealing with families. You're dealing with kids. You're dealing with how do you teach kids paganism if they want to learn paganism. Towards our so there's 8 major holidays that pagans in general practice, and as well as the full moon, the new moon. We do solstice rituals. We do lunar rituals. So if they have a wish list, you're a heathen and you want a drinking horn. I'm not sure I can't remember what the actual heathen name of the drinking horn is, but if they want a drinking horn, we've got a whole network of people that want to send supplies to them.
Das Horn?
Huh?
Das Horn?
Das Horn?
Das Horn.
That sounds good to me. So so that's what we do. And Colder shakes his head because every week, or actually every few days, all of a sudden we have another group popping up.
Yeah, they're not like Pokemon, Eric.
I know.
You don't have to catch them all. For
I'm not trying to. I really ain't. This is no, because we endorsed 14 groups in Iraq and Afghanistan, I believe back in 2008, 2009, 9 years ago. But now we're actually picking up garrison groups, which I'm not used to. I really ain't. Because that's a lot more political. It's a lot more by the regulation kind of stuff. Most of the groups I've endorsed in the past have been combat troops, combat groups. And there's a big difference between a deployment group and a garrison group when it comes to the politics and the resources and needs that you need. Anyway, that's it for that. Back to Bigfoot.
well,
Unless you got questions.
do you know what today's episode is called?
What's that?
Here for the Healing.
Okay.
So, as many of you know, we now have a Twitter and an Instagram account.
Right.
And the one thing I have noticed on Twitter, the paranormal community is hurting hard.
Okay.
There's so much fighting on there. There is so much animosity. There is so much want for
Want for what?
for things to go back to the way they were before COVID, for the arguments to get less political. And because there's nothing wrong with arguing.
Right.
Arguing is the only way we learn. But not everything has to include a political gain.
No, absolutely not.
And
You're either a ghost
unfortunately,
hunter-
everything does now.
Yeah. But okay. So let's go back to the way things were real quick. Pre-COVID, you still had your infighting. You still had ghosts or this, spirits or that. Aliens aren't paranormal. UFOs aren't paranormal. And you have your hatred and I will say hatred because sometimes there was hatred between the cryptozoologist types, the Bigfooters, and your actual ghost hunters.
Yeah.
So it probably wasn't near as bad as it is now, because now you bring politics in the mix, which I'm sorry, whether it's Trump or Biden really has nothing to do with how we operate in the paranormal. You really don't.
And it's not just political.
Okay.
It's the problem of everyone wants shares, everyone wants retweets, everyone wants followers, so they'll post anything.
Just to get the followers and the tweets? Or
There is one on Instagram and UFO_alien.1.
okay.
They are constantly posting things from countries like Chile and Mexico and South America.
Okay.
The problem is 90% of them, they are saying that this is captured live, and you can tell it's a guy in a costume because you can see
Or you look at the
you can see the t-shirts and the neckline, and it's getting to the point where if there is no credibility, there's no love for it. I think we need to change things up a little bit where we support each other more. But with things that are
real.
actual questions.
So actual questions, and at the same time, you don't support a group that's faking crap.
No. And is the government hiding from us, things from us?
They have for over
Yes.
100 years.
Yes. But is it okay? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because honestly, most of the stuff, even though we look into this stuff on a daily basis, we are constantly looking for answers. If we found them, we wouldn't know what to do, I don't think.
Let me put it to you this way: secrecy. The secrecy is twofold. Some of it is necessary to keep the enemy from knowing what we have. The other side, sure, they could be divulging a little more of the stuff that we can handle. And I think that's another key point. But who are they to dictate what we can and can't handle? I mean, okay, if it causes mass social panic and economic
Who are they?
collapse,
Well, but they're the people we're putting in charge.
right?
We do that as a people.
We do.
So we are giving them that ability, and honestly, they haven't done that bad of a job.
No.
They can't come right out and say things. They never can. Because if they do, no one believes it.
No,
But if it's leaked,
look at in 2020 when they said, "Hey, I think the Pentagon is saying they've got an off-world craft," and nobody even blinked an eye.
but that's the thing. If it's leaked,
Right?
everyone's like, oh, well, yeah, that could be true. Friend.
Oh,
But how many of them are just leaked by them?
yeah. Well, and the other side of that too, how much of it is actually false information?
Yeah.
And you know, they could say the truth, and Alex Jones would be saying, "No, it's a false flag. It's a false flag."
Well,
I mean, come on.
okay. Our show is named S4.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the buildings at Area 51.
Uh-huh.
In my honest opinion, there's nothing left at Area 51. I don't think any of it's there anymore. I think it was. But there's no way they keep it in one place for that many years.
It never. And so there was stuff in S4, absolutely, but was it all there? Absolutely not. It was the rest of it was over at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's been documented, and Dugway Proving Grounds. That's been documented, and I mean,
And places we don't know exist.
Well, yeah, those are the only three we actually know. There was.
There's got to be at least a little bit at Hoover Dam, in my opinion.
the Transformers.
Friend. Well, no. But that is a perfect place to freaking put something.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
Friend.
Why the hell are you so quiet? You falling asleep over here?
It's been a long week. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. It's hot as hell.
Well, Kayla, let's get you involved in this. How much do you think we actually have off planet now? You know a lot about our spatial anomalies and what's going on up there.
Yeah. So, are you talking about like?
Dark side of the moon,
No.
Mars.
No.
No, I don't. I agree with her. I don't think we've been there yet.
No, we haven't.
Dark side of the moon.
I don't think there's any point in that.
There's no point in the dark side of the moon because there's nothing on the dark side of the moon. It's just like the light side of the moon, except a
Well-
little bit darker.
How do you get power on
You wouldn't
in
be
space?
able to see shit. You'd just like stand there and be like, "Oh wow."
How do you get power in space?
It's solar power, bro.
Solar power.
So if it's the dark side of the moon, what the hell is powering it?
Batteries.
Connected to what? Batteries only last so long.
Solar panels on the light side of the moon.
Not a chance.
No?
Dude, seriously, the only thing that we actually have up in space, okay, there's a few rovers and stuff on Mars. That's true. There's an International Space Station, for sure.
For now.
That we actually watched fly over the other night.
There's
For now.
about, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. The Russians pulled their guys out of there.
Not yet.
There's
yet?
about
As of 2024, there will be no Russians on the International Space Station, and that project is officially over.
There's about a gazillion satellites up there. I mean, like honestly.
I will say the news is taking that one to a new level. Like,
The Russian one.
yeah, the fact that they're pulling away.
Oh, they must be doing something. They're up to something. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the actual International Space Station is expiring as of 2024.
Right.
It is no longer a viable space vehicle.
So they should be pulling everybody out.
Spaceport.
And they have to replace the entire thing if they want to continue the project, and it would cost too much.
Yeah.
So eventually they will replace it, and the two countries will work again on a new space program if they choose to.
Dude, they're not gonna replace it. It's gonna be like one of those freaking SpaceX things. NASA, it's International Space Station, all this crap is not gonna be the one that replaces that.
Right.
No,
It's gonna be private enterprise that replaces that.
but it will also, like, NASA will use it. But the next one will not be orbiting Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's already been said. The next one will be on the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
Because that is our next step to actually discovering things we're able to do, is we need to do it in not
We
a
need
no
a
atmosphere,
spaceport.
we need a
Right.
low atmosphere. So, and yes, we need a port.
Yeah.
So,
Somewhere to collect everything, get everything going, and then take off for the next planet.
yeah.
Which, in this case, is going to be Mars first, and then so on and so forth.
Hi, Double D. Welcome. I see you're online. Friend,
He's hiding. You're being secretive.
friend.
But, yeah, seriously. Like, we don't have anything up there much that regular everyday people don't know about. Okay? There's a few things that your average everyday person isn't gonna know is up there. Okay?
What about weaponry?
Dude, for what?
That's kind of what I'm wondering. Like, do you think
Well,
there's weapons for
Reagan started that
use
idea.
on Earth or use out there?
Reagan started the idea in the 80s of Star Wars, which was going to be...
Okay, we can't even get the guidance systems right on the weapons that we have that are fucking Earth-based. Okay?
Well, to be
Now-
fair, we can't even get the guidance systems right on our fucking cars.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, seriously,
That's
putting
usually pilot
weapons
error.
up into space,
Not when
and
there is
trying
no
to get
pilot.
that fucking
Oh.
weapon to fire correctly, it's not going to happen for another 20 years. What? You totally probably don't agree with me, and that's fine.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
it's not even
saying,
that.
like,
Do you think the Earth has 20 years?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The
Well,
Earth
well, okay,
has
with
20
humans?
years.
Yes.
Yes, with humans.
Well, I guess I'll be, 73, so I'll know anyway. But
Friend, I think... I don't know if the cultural system will be the same, but
No, it's gonna be a goddamn shit show, guys.
oh,
But
yeah.
or it could be 100 times better.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be a damn utopia in 20 years.
I guess we'll find out. Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out in September.
yes, it is. I am not excited. I'm not going to get excited.
What?
I refuse to get
You
excited.
got the 3 originals.
Yeah.
Well, Cheyenne's excited.
Do you ever watch Space Jam 2?
No. I don't even think I watched Space Jam. But
Friend, I hold no excitement for something that they bring back after 15, 20 years.
yeah.
That,
You are such a liar.
no, I refuse to now.
You
Yeah.
were so excited for the new Ghostbusters. Don't
Well,
leave.
that's different.
That wasn't brought
is
back.
completely different.
Yeah.
And they didn't bring
Friend.
the originals really back other for
And that had something that Hocus Pocus or Space Jam didn't.
Oh, yeah, it had a car and some ghosties.
The same director. Friend,
That makes it better.
Really?
He
Did
moved
the one
in-
with the chicks have the same director too?
which one? No. Not at all.
That was a completely, yeah, well, that was yeah,
And what
Well,
one with the chicks? That one doesn't exist according to the actual Ghostbusters.
Well, it does. It has the
No, it
name
doesn't.
Ghostbuster attached to it. And
No, it doesn't.
It has like half of the fucking cast in it. So
It does not exist.
Whether or not they want
no,
it to
no,
exist,
they did some great,
exists,
they
man.
still did some great cameos in that.
Friend, yes, they did. That was the best part of that movie.
But then you can't say it doesn't fucking exist because it exists, whether you want it to or not. It's just like the original Ghost Rider. You have to say, well, it fucking existed, whether you like it or not.
It doesn't exist in that universe.
I still like
That's-
Ghost Rider.
It exists in our damn universe, and that's all that really
doesn't-
matters as far as cinematography.
Wow.
What?
No, it doesn't.
How?
It's called canon versus non-canon.
You're a non-canon. Maybe you don't exist. in
Immediately,
this
so she
universe.
goes to insults because she can't fucking defend it.
And that's what the paranormal groups do. But yeah,
They brought it out
They
as
go to
part
insult.
of the fucking Ghostbusters. If it had not completely tanked in the damn box offices and been a shitty show, it would still be in
you just in a mood tonight, ain't you?
with the Ghostbusters.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
Well, that's my favorite part about Avengers.
Because the problem is, in its universe
Here he
and
goes.
in that
He's doing
movie
his
itself, it does not state. In fact, it actually states that they do not recognize the 1980s movies. They never happened.
Okay. Alright. Because that makes sense. Then why did everybody cameo in it if they didn't exist?
They cameoed as different characters.
Yeah,
they
well,
weren't
it
their
doesn't-
original.
Whatever. You're just
So-
angry about the Ghostbusters.
That really doesn't make sense, Kayla.
No, they didn't.
You
Because
don't really make sense, Cole.
Because what's the receptionist? I can't remember her name, but the receptionist was playing a hotel person.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Ray was a
they just made
cabbie.
They just made cameos to say, "Hey, we're here. Look for us."
And her uncle was a funeral director.
Yeah, that's right.
Friend, they none of them played their original characters.
No,
Friend. And none of, like, they mention the incidents and they say, "Oh, what is that? That never happened."
right?
So in that, they never stated it was canon.
Okay, whatever. You're just mad because it flopped and it had the name Ghostbusters attached to it.
This coming from the lady whose favorite movie is friggin' A River Runs Through It.
What?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that movie? It's goddamn
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's fucking epic.
Yeah.
And
For,
you know what my second favorite movie is? Donnie Darko.
Shrek.
Bleh.
Yeah, you know what one of your favorite movies always was? The Little Mermaid. Do you want me to tell you something? Do you know why the king had 7 daughters?
Why is that?
Because there's 7 seas.
Okay.
Okay? They're all named after a sea.
Okay.
Ariel is the Red Sea.
Sure.
Do you know there's one sea that they've never counted when they talked about the 7 seas?
Oh, what's that?
It's the Dead Sea, and that's their mom. So there.
Wow. You're kind of fucked up, man.
Huh?
Nothing? Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? In my money! Like, come the fuck on. Okay, let's get off of the topic of shit-ass movies and move on to the topic of what's something paranormal, like anything. Like, what do you got?
So,
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the group.
I don't think Bigfoot's those.
Huh?
Is it Zach Bagans?
No. The ones that we critiqued the paranormal video for.
I don't know.
I gotta
never
go back
part
and
of
look.
any
Okay.
critiquing.
And I wanted to talk about that video a little bit. There are some good points and there are some I won't say bad points. I say recommendations.
The Haunted Alone.
Yeah, The Haunted Alone.
The Haunted Alone is dedicated to providing you real proof of the paranormal. We visit haunted locations around the world and we share a real experience with you.
So they sent Cole a request to review their footage and their
One of their
video.
YouTube videos.
Yep. And it was the haunted train. The haunted train tunnel. Well, one, I have a hard time with dark footage. I like lights. I like being able to, because when you're pointing out that, oh, look at that. Well, you're not pointing the camera that direction, so I can't look at that. That, and I don't, I guess if you want to excite your audience, I'm not a big fan of background music. That's for movies, not for a paranormal investigation. My opinion.
I never saw the video. I was never asked to critique anything. People don't ask me to critique stuff because I always say,
I liked what I liked is the way they presented and the historical. They did great historical background. I thought it was cool how they used a train whistle to try to get the spirits that were known to be in that tunnel to actually materialize or do something. You know, I'm not a big fan like some of these videos of telling spirits to F off and basically completely antagonize them to make them do anything. He didn't.
Okay.
He kind of taunted the bully. There was a bully spirit, and he tried to make him throw a rock at him. That was the extent of it. I can be okay with that because that's what the bullies did. That's what that bully did. He threw rocks at tourists that came to look at the tunnel. Didn't work. It's not always going to work. Spirits aren't always going to do what you request. But and the end of it,
If you guys want to check this out, I just posted the link in the Discord. So
yeah. He sent his medium. I'm assuming she's the medium because he never really. That's the other thing. He never introduced his team.
okay.
So I didn't know who was who. I mean, if you're actually going to their YouTube, introduce who you've got and what their capability or what their purpose on the team is. So he sent this woman by herself in this dark tunnel at night. And she never even made it to the tunnel. She thought she saw a bear and screamed and freaked out on her camera and ran back to him. So, yeah, that... I don't know. That to me was unprofessional. If you're in what I assume is to be the middle of nowhere, because it's a train tunnel.
Okay.
For safety and security, you don't send your medium by herself. If that's how she's got to operate, then okay, so be it. But
at least have an astral over there.
But don't mock her for it. And so, overall, it was okay. It was a decent investigation. I would also encourage you to maybe invest in more proximity meters, because personally, I would have put a proximity meter at the other end of the tunnel, and one on each side of the tunnel.
Okay.
And then maybe they had the one in the middle, but they never really focused on it. I mean, did nothing happen? Okay, say nothing happened. But
if you're going to set up those type of devices, you need to concentrate on them a little bit and explain what they do.
Yeah. But that's my assessment.
I know a lot of our listeners and people who are exploring the paranormal through podcasts and through different teams. They already know what most of these things do, but you always want to catch that guy who is just starting out, who has no idea what they're doing.
You want to teach them a little bit.
You want to have a teachable moment in every episode.
And they never. He never introduced to who the other people were. There were other people that came to show them where a cemetery was. And I'm not really a big advocate of going to cemeteries to begin with, so that's just my personal bias, I guess. But I don't know if they damaged the headstone or if it was already damaged.
Well, I would imagine it was already damaged.
I don't know, but they picked up a quarter off the ground and put it back on the little headstone thing, and it was just, that part was weird.
Well, no, I understand that. If you
don't take the quarter.
No, but you put it back, though.
Put it back, absolutely.
And so he did right if he put it back on the headstone. Because you get a strong enough wind, and coins like that off a headstone, if they're stacked up, can start to fall off.
So, what could the quarter mean? I don't get me the idea. If it's a veteran's headstone, it does mean something. I think a penny means just honoring your service. A nickel, I believe, means you went to basic training with that service member, and it's either a dime or a quarter, means you actually went to combat with that service
Oh,
member.
it's a quarter.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that could be what the quarter meant. It meant a veteran that served
I believe a
with them.
dime means you served in the same unit.
That could, yeah, that could be.
Yeah. and-
Not unit, company.
Yeah, same thing. Unit, company. It is the same. So yeah, he did right by putting it back. But yeah, that's my personal assessment of the video he wanted you to look at.
There's also a lot of people. Okay, you'll find quarters on headstones that are not veterans as well.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that still do believe in the old ways of paying the ferryman.
Yeah,
And
there you
they
go.
would make sure
River
that there
Styx.
is change
Mm-hmm.
to pay the ferryman.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yes.
No, he's thinking. He's thinking.
Do
what
you
to
guys
say.
believe that with how many groups there actually is out there running around looking for evidence and ghosts and Sasquatch and cryptids and
UFOs?
anything paranormal?
Yeah.
Do you think we should have seen more by now?
I think they're, possibly they have.
And do you think we're just screwing up enough that we're not noticing what's actually there?
I don't think we can actually see certain
With-
dimensions of time and space.
With some gear, I think you can pick it up. I think you can get evidence. But
See,
can you actually translate the evidence is another thing.
I gotta say, okay, so for me, I think that it takes a very special kind of person, a very special kind of connection, and a very, very particular type of gear in order to pick up anything.
Okay.
Okay? You're not gonna be able to find something just by putting gear all over the place and expecting something to come into the range. Like, every once in a while, yeah, maybe. But I think it's more about the people on your team, the people's abilities on your
Yeah.
team. I also believe it's your level of education about the site.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't have a level of, no, I think you hit it with the education. The research you do on the site you're going to.
Yes, because for instance, if you're going to a supposedly haunted hotel or something like that,
Yeah.
but you don't have the room number that's actually haunted, you don't have the hallway that actually is, you set up in one location or you spread out into several locations, but there isn't one in the actual location. If you don't know the details of where you're supposed to set up and how you're supposed to set up,
Right.
you're never going to catch anything there either.
In the last few years, I think my favorite device has been, like I said, the proximity meter, because it's really hard to fabricate. If you put a proximity meter with fresh batteries and whatnot in the middle of a room and there's nobody around it, it's hard to make that thing go off.
Okay, so
I disagree.
I have to
Okay.
disagree on that. Yeah.
Explain.
Every time one of us walked past that thing, it went off, right?
But you have to be within a certain... I'm talking so you get everyone out of the room and you watch it.
Yeah, and there are enough creatures on this planet that I kind of want to know what an insect does to that thing.
So he brought that up on the video because there were a lot of moths. And they didn't make it go off. Now, were they close enough? Maybe, maybe not.
But a proximity meter is an electronic device.
Mm-hmm.
It runs off frequency.
Mm-hmm.
That just means the moth wasn't the right frequency. But termites could be. Bees.
Something
mosquitoes.
More
No, like everything has a different frequency, and if they fall within it,
right.
and that's my main problem with that thing is you're using it to detect a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a spirit would no longer share the same frequency as a human being, yet we set it off.
Right.
Why would they?
And I go back to Canada, which was really interesting, because the proximity meter that we used, that I was using, made musical noises. It was made for children, made for kid spirits. And based on the history of the building we were in, now, was it valid? I don't know. My experience with it was really interesting because based on the history, the woman that had died always put her kid to bed at 10 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, that kid was constantly, I mean, you could almost see this kid, if he was real, you know, if he's actually there, going, oh, wow, it makes noise, and constantly hitting it.
But what constantly makes frequencies change?
Cell phones, for one.
Emotion.
Okay.
The human frequency changes with emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 5-6 people, like for example our investigation inside the hub.
Right.
We weren't allowed to walk near that thing.
Mm-hmm. That was at the hub, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And even when we were 6 feet away, if someone got excited about something, it went off.
Okay.
The frequency in the room changed.
Give me a proximity meter, put it away from me, and I can make it go off.
But a lot of people can say that.
Yes. No, they can. They absolutely can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because not only that, but it's okay. No place is completely ambient. Okay, no place has absolutely nothing in the air. It does it. No electromagnetic waves. No place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you think about it that way, you're going into like some older buildings, okay, and you're setting up a proximity meter on a rickety floor in an older building.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime one of those boards shifts, anytime that somebody walks in an area where it might shift the boarding underneath of the other area, anything like that can cause that proximity meter to go off.
And you're right, but honestly, I would go more with the old wiring if you're talking about an old building like that.
Right, but I mean, there's several different things.
Right.
But especially in an older building,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You have so many mundane things
Mm-hmm.
that could make that go off. Now, if we're talking outside, that's even worse. You don't know what's going on under that ground?
No.
Man, the slightest little bit of wind could make that go off, depending on if it was sitting in tall grass or not.
It's the aliens in the underground tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The ones with the floating chairs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is.
Green Bank, West Virginia.
What?
There is a telescope there
Okay.
where the observatory room they have built as an electromagnetic blocker. It has 0 electromagnetic waves in it. You also can't be in it. You have to watch from a viewpoint
Huh.
in the next room because the area can trigger acute symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, rashes, irregular heartbeat, weakness, and chest pains.
Damn.
Because we
live on
have to have
ambulance.
that.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. We that's
So,
how we
but
function.
it has none. So there is one place.
It's like the silent rooms,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
That make you go insane. Because humans are not used to hearing their own blood flow. Humans aren't used to hearing their insides.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into a silent room, like a true silent room, you can hear everything that's happening inside your body.
Huh.
Okay? Every little movement that the blood makes through your everything.
Right.
Okay, it'll make you go nuts, completely insane.
But the whole area, even around it, for a 1,300 square mile, is free of electromagnetic radiation. There's no radio and TV broadcast, Wi-Fi networks, cell signals, Bluetooth, and signals used by anything else wireless.
That's the
Or banned.
That's the healthiest place to live.
No, it'll kill you.
Well, it's good for a lot of people with EHS, electromagnetic hypersensitivity.
Ah, okay.
It's a disease not recognized by the scientific community, in which
Like
those
Magellan.
frequencies can trigger acute symptoms. So, friend, but it says, like, one of the ladies says, life isn't perfect here. There's no grocery store, no restaurants, no hospital.
Could see that.
So,
That'd be an influence.
friend,
Interesting. But just because you take away the electromagnetic force there, doesn't mean there aren't other forces there.
Oh, so I gotta add. So the haunted alone. What I found interesting too is when they went to the cemetery. What do you think they used to communicate with spirits?
Was it a box?
It was a Ouija board.
Oh.
okay.
I don't see too many groups, and I told them that in my comments, but you don't see a lot of groups using Ouija boards.
No.
They're all
Everybody thinks it's all demonic.
they're
and
all
shit.
terrified of them.
Well,
So I did think that was cool and that was interesting. You know, that's the object they chose. I recommended that they choose maybe a pendulum too if they want to. Pendulum would be another alternative source.
it's
I've always
kind
been
of
partial to
old
balance.
school. It's almost.
Huh?
It's almost an old school device. Like it.
Yeah.
I always have. I hate the radio ones.
Oh,
Spirit boxes.
Spirit boxes. I really hate that.
I'm not a fan. That is so
No, because
easily
they're
manipulated.
they're too manipulative. Especially the ones that are scanning radio frequency because you can pick up KBRC or
You pick up a talk radio and it's gonna say a word.
yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, like it. There's so many ways that can be manipulated. Just in turning it on.
I do have to admit the old school ones I really like though.
Which one?
Okay.
Like the SP7?
No, I'm talking way old school.
Okay.
They used to use vinyl and a oh my god, I can't think of the name of the
Gramophone.
yes, to pick up spirit activity,
Mm-hmm.
and that was actually kind of cool. I have to admit, I liked it,
Friend.
and it was purely classical music, so there is no speech
Okay.
involved in it.
And I would like that one. I would like to also add to that if, like, I don't know if any of them ever used to do it, but
Try reel to reel.
no, cover it in dust.
Okay.
Cover the needle arm in dust.
And then there was a version of a spirit box that was telegraph.
Because any evidence that we've
kinda
seen
cool.
so far has shown us that ghosts do carry an electrical charge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you use flour or a dust,
Right.
it changes direction and will move away from an electrical charge.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We gotta get back to the old school and get away from all the new school. New school is too easily manipulated.
Yeah.
Friend,
And if you got one guy who
Technology in
really, really
general.
wants people to see shit and is really good with a computer,
Mm-hmm.
he can make anything possible.
yeah, I just wish on Twitter sometimes they'd try harder. Friend,
Instead of going to the Photoshop. Yep.
Try hards.
it's not even Photoshop. It's a guy, like,
No, it's bad. It's a guy in a suit or
Oh, okay.
It's
like
a
Yeah,
random
that's right.
dude that's
That's
like,
right.
"Oh my god, did you see his eyeball?" And you're like, It
Yeah.
was his eyeball." Like, yeah,
friend,
Yeah.
a lot of it's just kind of pathetic at that point.
trying to get you to think that like
Um,
Zuckerberg's a mechanical alien. Yeah.
Well, okay, that one I do question just from the look of him. Friend,
Oh my god.
he's kind of a weirdo. Like,
No, he's He's just different.
What kind of a mask did he have on?
Zuckerberg mask.
Who?
Oh,
The guy on Twitter?
yeah.
Gray.
Oh.
An alien.
Oh.
Look, I found an
a Whitley
alien.
Strieber alien.
But like they waved at the camera.
Hello.
Oh, wait. No.
Yeah, it'd be 3
It'd
fingers.
be 3 fingers. Yeah.
But like it was that bad. And they stood on top of a tall fence.
yeah.
Well, a brick wall. And
He's a brick.
and there was 2 of them, and they waved at the camera. Like, no.
They're not gonna. And going, every abduction, every abductee I've heard that actually tried to record their sleeping to stop the abduction, and it didn't work because the camera was shut off and they're taken, and they don't like getting caught on camera.
Yeah. Friend.
So I'm sorry, 2 grays ain't gonna wave to camera. It just doesn't really work that way.
Or like the photos that they take, where it's obviously just a chick in sunglasses, but they make it look like it was a gray alien.
Uh-huh.
Or the ones that has so many filters on them that you're like, wow, okay. That's just a really hideous woman. You know what I mean? Like, ew.
Well, and then there's orbs. I struggle a lot with orbs because about 90% of the time, your orbs you can watch the direction of. You can how many pictures or video have you seen where you can actually see the heater duct blowing the orbs around the room and go, hey, look, it's orbs. No, actually just dust moving with the flow
All
of
it
the
is
furnace.
dust in the wind.
Do you know what I like when it comes to watching some of these guys in their little shorts on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Is the ones that will go to a location and they'll scare the crap out of themselves every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
But in the end, they say, okay, so this was this mundane reasoning.
Right.
This was this mundane reasoning. We're not sure, but we don't think we actually caught anything this time.
Right.
And they still send out the video.
Yep.
That's
how it should be.
Yeah. If you don't catch anything,
You're not.
that's
gonna,
part of this.
You're not going to catch. You're not going to catch anything. Probably about close to
90%
70
of
to.
the time.
I'll give it a 70 to 80%.
I will give it a 90 to 99%.
Yeah.
I would say it depends on the team.
It depends on the team. It depends on their tech, I guess. It depends. It depends on a lot of. It depends on where they go too. You go to Northern State, you're going to get something about 80% of the time. For example.
I don't like going to Northern State. Northern State freaks me out.
It's okay. They're not accepting applications anymore.
You're funny.
Oh.
Why don't you like going there?
I think there's too much connection there. It scares me.
To what?
I don't like it. My grandpa kind of fucking, my great grandpa, he died in there.
You scared
No,
of
he
running
was
into
lost in there. He never died
He
there.
didn't die there. He was lost there.
He was sent. He was one of the ones sent to another hospital, but the bookkeeping was so bad that they don't know which one he was sent to.
Okay.
And that's all the family got.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
Kayla's aunt, I guess it would have been your grandma, got a letter from Northern State Hospital saying
We're sorry we lost him.
he
We're
was
not
sent to
sure
another
where he
hospital.
was.
We're not sure which one though.
Huh.
yeah. I
Friend,
think they just used him for his brain and technology brain.
Yeah.
it's possible.
No, for real.
Friend,
If you look at their irrigation systems and their systems and all of their fucking
The underground
generators
tunnels?
and everything else that they had there, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Northern State was actually more like Eureka.
it was one of the. This
Completely
is
self-sustaining.
yeah, it was
That's
one of
what
the
I think.
coolest hospitals in the world.
I think still, one of the, you know, they have a creamery. I mean, I think personally the creamery is probably the creepiest building that I've been into. In the parts we can go to. Now I've been into the actual hospital because you're not allowed to go there. But as far as the farm side goes, the creamery is probably the worst building I've been in.
Speaking
As
of
far as
that,
the barn goes. Huh.
what did you get?
So on Facebook the other day, I saw on one of our local groups an entire family get arrested
For real?
because they posted a video of themselves trying to break into the actual Northern State Hospital building. They were trying to kick in the door.
Huh.
We have.
They have all been charged with trespassing and defacing government property because that now belongs to Job Corps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're in some crap, but yeah, they were trying to get into the building
Why?
because they're stupid.
Yeah.
Friend,
I also believe in collecting things and collecting historical things.
Who was it?
don't know. They were not from here.
Paranormal investigators.
I don't think so.
No, just a family trying to get in because they heard it was cool.
They didn't talk like any investigators I've ever met or seen.
So we also have a paranormal investigator that wants to come to Concrete. He tried to post in a group and I denied it because I knew damn well the minute he did, everyone would say, "Oh, go to Devil's Tower. It's creepy up there." No, you know what? We don't tell somebody to go somewhere to get them arrested.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. I messaged him later and said, I told him in another group that you might want to check out the hub. Stay safe. Go to the hub. That's probably your best bet. Don't listen to other locals because they're going to tell you to go places you're going to get arrested for being there.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Or
And-
the bridge below Baker Dam.
Baker Bridge,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that one's always good.
I know that's a regular stop on our local ghost tour that Valerie puts on.
Yeah.
That's coming up in October.
Yep.
I hope she's doing it again.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
And it brings a lot of people into the community during that time. So
What did you find out when you went to the government website for the new UFO ATIP or whatever? I can't remember what the hell they call themselves now because it's so stupid. ASOG or some shit.
nothing.
There's nothing.
They haven't
there?
posted anything yet.
Where's it at?
What?
Is it a government website?
Yeah.
Is it Twitter? Is it
No, it's a government website,
okay?
but there's nothing on it. It's empty.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, they just started. Like,
Dude, they started last year. They just came out to the public, but they started it last year.
yeah, but they,
Oh, don't give them excuses.
friend. But just coming out. No, I think they started last year,
Right.
but the guys running the new website, I don't think they started last year. I think they just started.
And that could be.
And if they just started, they're trying to figure out how to post. No, there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to post to it and allow people to respond, allow people to share it without it breaking Twitter, Facebook, anything. So there's a lot of bugs to be worked out, even though they've went live.
Like crashing the server, maybe?
Yeah, they can't crash servers because otherwise that government website will be blocked. And the government can't have a blocked website. That's not okay.
No.
So their guys are probably just working on what they're doing. And as soon as they will actually get everything going, they probably will post pretty soon. Friend, I'm looking for they have a Twitter account already.
Okay.
Friend,
I think Twitter would be their best option.
but I haven't looked at them in a while, and now I can't find them either.
I do think they should definitely go Twitter, because I think Twitter would be their best option as far as that goes.
Yeah, probably.
They were one of the
Have
first
you have
places
your
I
website
followed.
and have social media, at
Yeah.
least one platform. And I'm curious how they're going to investigate. I mean, do they send out a team and actually do an investigation on it?
No,
Or-
they're going to investigate the same way that every government agency investigates, including NASA.
Hmm.
They are going to go through all their past stuff and go through paperwork and try and identify through the paperwork what is legitimate.
Okay.
Because there's a lot that won't be. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, well, a lot of it's going to be Venus, or it's going to be an atmospheric anomaly, or it's going to be a bird, or it's going to be swamp gas, or a weather balloon, or you never know.
Yeah, now I can't find them.
I would like to see them, and I don't think they have yet, but reach out to groups like Newfork. I'm sure we've had agencies on the side monitoring civilian sites, but if they actually were to network with already existing civilian organizations that have been doing this for years, like MUFON's been around since the 60s. I mean, granted, they've had ups and downs in the last...
I'm not happy with New Fork.
No?
No, they took away our friggin' trophy.
What trophy?
We no longer have the most UFO reports.
Really?
Yeah. They gave it to California, which I think is bullshit. Friend.
So it's a rotating top 10. Oh. So Washington State is no longer the first of the top 10 of UFO sightings. Okay. But we are up there with Bigfoot.
Well, yeah.
I
But
think it's Bigfoot don't see borders. Bigfoot is known across the Cascades, and that includes California, Oregon, and Washington. So, and into British Columbia.
I do think that we have a lot of Bigfoot. I agree with that. But at the same time, if you go to any state that has mountains or anything within it,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people. Kayla, what the fuck is that? Jesus Christ.
Is that how you feel right now?
There are a lot of people out there that are in each state that believe they have the most Bigfoot sightings and stories
no,
and everything.
absolutely.
You know, like
Absolutely.
anywhere with a forest.
Yeah.
Or
Grand.
Kentucky.
So it's the
Kentucky has everything.
their Twitter account is the ADOD_AARO, All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office.
Okay.
Interesting.
They changed it.
They have 2 posts. And they're both from July 20th. They haven't said shit since. And they are at the Pentagon.
Yeah. That part don't shock me.
So their one post says, "Welcome to the official Twitter account for the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Through this channel, we will provide updates and information relative to our examinations of unidentified anomalous phenomenon across space, air, and maritime domains."
But I wonder if they're going to have... Because, MUFON had the QRT for a while. They didn't call it the QRT, they called it the STAR team. Which, when you're looking at the military, we have QRTs, quick reaction teams. I wonder if they're going to have something similar to a QRT for UFOs.
They got 23.8 thousand followers
Yeah.
and 6 following.
They're only following 6?
Yeah. Department of Defense,
Yeah.
Secretary of Defense, Deputy Secretary of Defense, Office of the DNI, DIA, and Ronald S. Moultrie, Undersecretary of Defense for
Okay.
Intelligence and Security.
What was the acronym again?
For which one? For the anomaly resolution?
Yeah.
Do you want their Twitter anomaly or
Yeah, their Twitter anomaly.
it's
Twitter account.
at DOD_AARO? Friend.
Yeah, we go. I'm following them.
Excellent.
The all domain anomaly resolution office. Okay.
Oh my god. All domain anomaly resolution office.
That doesn't sound.
That sounds awesome. That
That's-
sounds almost
and
like
that's
Internal
weird.
Revenue Service.
So that's weird because that's not the name they called themselves when they had the Senate committee. And again, I can't remember. That was just a weird. This must be the official name they came up with.
Okay,
Yeah.
they have 23,820 followers of 2 tweets.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
They only post and the
I'm
second
just saying.
it is, but the second tweet explains it a little bit. It says, as we grow the office, begin building upon the previous Department of Defense efforts in this area, and communicate with Congress, we will provide updates on our progress here. This is an exciting and intellectually stimulating opportunity for us here at AARO. Do you know what that means? It means we are trying to figure out what the fuck we are doing. Congress is going to tell us what we're allowed to do, and then we will tell you half of that.
Yep.
On here on Twitter.
Not even half.
Okay,
Vern.
honestly, I'm sorry, but their acronym is too close to AARP.
It kind of is.
Well, a UAP is also something you get with retirement, so, like, they weren't really careful with the acronyms that they've been changing to.
No.
And
yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, we'll see what they come out with.
I'm not a fan. I'm not following you, and I'm not retweeting your tweeters.
you're not allowed on Twitter. Don't
No,
even.
I'm not allowed on Twitter.
What?
They won't let me on Twitter.
Someone tried to make a profile for her when she was hacked once,
Yeah.
and all future profiles have been banned.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have a Twitter.
How do they track you? Your IP address?
Everything.
Kayla Fritz,
Oh.
Kayla Wegleitner,
Or-
and everything about her is tracked and denied. She's like
Dude,
Trump.
I'm denied a lot of things. Hey, I don't mean to be denied a lot of things, but I'm denied a lot of things.
Friend,
Yeah, buddy. You guys are so ridiculously talkative tonight.
I know. I'm
You're like sitting here, derp.
Pretty much. I've been going through my paranormal links. It's about 2 days now. I still got about 6,000 more to go.
I only have a paranormal tiger.
No links for you.
No.
Mine's a cheetah.
And I have to do this probably once a year just to see which links are dead. See which links, groups, paranormal groups. Do you think their websites are gone because they moved to Facebook? Or do you think their websites are gone because, well, they don't do it anymore?
Okay. Number one, no one's website is gone because they moved to Facebook. Their website is usually gone because they found a better way to do it,
Either that, or
and they
can't
just
afford
dropped the website.
Yeah.
Friend, That happens a lot. Wink, wink.
Yep.
We have a website that is absolutely dead. Nothing's been posted there for a year. It's still live, but there's nothing on it. Everything for us is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's it.
Yep.
Spreaker, Discord, friend. And it's not because those took over. It's because,
You find what works.
yeah. And having a website doesn't really work.
Well, it's too time intensive.
You
to
need a
update
full-time
your
web
website.
developer.
Yeah.
Friend,
Content's hard, dude.
yeah, it is.
Little baby pictures and like weird memes are totally easy. Okay.
Even that can be hard.
Yeah.
Watch. 3 seconds.
Totally copyrighted.
Okay, but now do it to generate followers.
Oh, no.
Exactly. That's the problem, is in order to generate followers, you have to actually create content that they want to see. Friend.
Yeah, you just called yourself an idiot. That's awesome. You could have picked a better one, man.
That was the first one I grabbed, just to prove a point.
Like, I posted a bunch of things that got retweeted. I retweeted a bunch of things that got liked in the last week. And I asked one question of our followers.
Okay.
I don't.
And it was a question that we talked about on the show in the past.
Okay.
It's the paranormal community is always talking about the veil. What do you think of the idea that the veil is what the scientific community knows as the quantum realm, meaning that when a spirit passes through it, they are actually crossing dimensions? And I asked for their thoughts. It has 0 traffic. Friend, 17 people have seen it. That's it.
Give me a second. Let me tweet it.
You can't tweet.
Oh, I can't tweet. Let me post it.
Friend,
I bet you I get more than one comment.
but like, I look at our analytics on other things, friend, where 25 people have seen it, seen a picture that I put up of one of our Halloween decorations, and 2 people engaged with it. Friend, 2 people liked it.
Right.
Friend, the thing is, as you go through, if you can't afford to put the time in to constantly be on this thing and creating with it, you have to promote it, which means putting money into it.
Yep.
But even that is still cheaper than paying someone to
To run a
develop a
website.
website
Yeah.
and run it. Friend, now everyone wants to get their name out there. Everyone wants to get well known through this. But, and I want that. Don't get me wrong. I want people to listen to our show. I want people to see us. But like our Instagram, I have 8 posts on there. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's been a week. The reason being is because I am very selective of what I will put on there. I am not going to put something on that I don't believe is true. Unless it's funny.
Right.
But then I express that this is something that is funny, even though it's not true. Friend, I do want to use our Instagram later on for a more scientific point of view,
Okay.
especially with space and the things we can look forward to probably in the human future. That I would like to, and also things that are happening on our Earth that might not be completely Earth caused.
Earth stuff that's not Earth caused?
Well,
What do
speak-
you mean?
No, but
Well, like a new section of ice just broke off Antarctica. It's 1,270 kilometers squared. That is a huge frickin' chunk of ice.
is it caused by heat?
They don't know yet. They're still working on looking. It is pretty far away from the base the Haley base. So they're still checking out what actually caused it. It hasn't separated yet completely, but it's broken.
And that's going to cause the ocean to rise, correct?
It's an eighth of Antarctica almost,
Ooh.
of the surface ice.
Polar shift.
Oh.
And like the crack in most places, it's 10 to 20 feet wide.
There's a question for you. Do you think, and probably not, but I got to ask. So say the poles do shift. So now north is south and south is north.
Mm-hmm.
And we always look for our compasses to go spinning around when, there's nothing, when there's an anomaly. How do you think that would impact the paranormal, or would it?
Why would it?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
No, I mean, like, what do you think? Do you
I don't
think
know.
it would?
I really don't. Do you think it would have any kind of an impact on, say, the veil, the quantum realms? Would it impact? What would it impact? Besides, north is now south and south is now north.
It would impact north is now south and south is now north. But
Okay, but if it's a parallel universe, are they both doing it at the same time?
maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
But if they don't, that would affect it.
How so?
Because it'd be a directional shift. For the time that it's actually happening. Not afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Other than maybe
No.
the only thing I could see is like not portals in a sense that we use them, but like directional portals would shift.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it would change a few things on Earth. Migration patterns would change.
Oh, absolutely. Birds that fly south for the winter would now be flying north.
Right. Okay, so
It would take them a while to figure that out, I would think.
yeah, your directional patterns would change because birds are navigated.
But would that impact their navigational systems?
Yes, it would impact their navigational systems.
I'm saying, would their navigational systems correct on their own? Or would it take them going south for the winter and finding, oh my God?
Well, it depends. Historically, obviously, it didn't affect them that much because this has happened how many times?
I
And
don't know.
birds still exist.
Do they?
Birds ain't real.
Oh my god.
Every week we're going to say birds ain't real.
But,
And
I
the
mean,
earth is really flat. Yeah.
it would affect certain things. It would affect a lot of electronics. That's for damn
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
It would affect anything that uses GPS guidance systems. It would affect your compasses. It would.
Is there any chance that if they do a flip-flop, it's going to cause earthquakes? Do you think the pole...
No. I don't personally think so. No. It's just the electromagnetic field. It's not. It would have some tidal effect. So there'd be some tidal issues for a little while until that evened itself out.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be that.
Wouldn't be too dramatic, in other words.
Look, okay, so as far as I know, we know based off of different archaeological things that they believe that the poles have switched at least twice that we know of.
Right.
Okay? We're still here. Birds are still here.
Are they?
Well, existing. If it was like a mass catastrophe that would happen, we wouldn't exist.
So the fair's in 2 weeks. Are we going to go look for the birds?
No. I'm gonna go on the Gravitron.
You're not going
And
to...
my kid seems to think that I'm also going to get into that stupid drop zone zipper thing with her.
Oh, no.
And all kinds of other shit. And, nope. I don't play that game.
Yeah. Nope.
So that's not happening.
Nope. What are you studying over there? You studying?
Okay, so
Birds aren't.
as
real.
far as they know, it doesn't do a lot to the animals
Okay.
because the shift takes a long, long time.
Okay.
If you think
so they
about
have
it,
time to adjust as it's happening.
when we set the North Pole, it's now 4 degrees off of it. No, 12, sorry. 12 degrees. It's 12 degrees off. Magnetic North Pole is.
So it's doing a small shift or a slow shift.
It always does, apparently.
Okay.
It's going to take hundreds of years.
It's not just gonna flip.
No.
No.
So
It'll shift minuscule amounts.
it will affect
over
turtles,
several thousand
whales,
years.
birds, but slowly over time so that they adjust well. It will not affect us, except for technology.
Right.
All of our technology will eventually be hurtled into non-existence for GPS location.
Well, yeah. That makes sense.
Except for the fact that it's going to happen so slow.
But we'll
We will be able to adjust.
to it, the happenings. Just like we adjust to the different time zoning and different time zones in space versus
The
Earth.
last time it
So-
actually happened was 780,000 years ago.
Oh, goddamn.
So,
So what it would affect, though, okay, is our star. Okay.
Starfleet.
No. It would affect our stars, kind of. Just how do I put that? The North Star wouldn't be the North Star.
That makes sense. It'd be the South Star.
not true. Yes, it would.
What do you mean? You're wrong, sir.
No, I'm not. The North Star is not the North Star now.
No, I know. Okay, never mind.
Well, no, the original North Star is not the North Star now.
No.
Every time it shifts,
we'd pick a new one.
we pick a new star.
Oh,
Yes.
The closest star to the north is the North Star.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is it would be a different star, so the star mapping would be. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it would affect astronomy charts is what it would do.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You'd have to have completely new astronomy charts to say, oh, well, that's the North Star now, and that used to be the North Star.
But we've changed them how many times in the last 400 years?
No, a million and a billion.
So, like, they constantly do change. And not just because the magnetic poles are changing, but also because stars die.
Yeah.
And quite a few of them have. We have lost some major stars in our constellations over the years.
Yeah.
So as long as that keeps happening, which we're like, what, 1 billion years behind?
Right.
Or 4 billion years behind? On some of the
13
originals?
billion.
Is it 13 billion?
13 million years ago. If you think about the fact that, okay, so if the universe, to our knowledge anyways, has been around for 13 billion years, then some of those stars that we're seeing now have just gotten their light to us. So we're
13 billion,
continuously
yeah.
getting
Okay.
different stars and different formations, and there's ones that went out 12 billion years ago that we're still seeing because the light just traveled to us.
The universe is a teenager.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're just a blip.
If you go by billions of years, the universe is a teenager.
It's 13. Oh my
0.7. Don't ever forget that because they're a teenager, though.
We're only 13?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, we're not.
God.
For
The
an-
universe is. Oh, God. I have my own theories on the universe. I think it's way older than 13 million, billion, jillion years. Okay? I really do. It's way older than 13.7 billion years. I think that the universe might be comparably 13 billion years old.
That's
And-
why I thought 4.
What?
Earth is 4 billion years old.
Okay.
So they were 9. The universe was 9 when we were born. Friend,
Little brother. Okay, but seriously, I have a hard time believing that the universe is 13.7 billion years old. It's way fucking older than that.
I just love Google. Because
Okay.
if you put in how old is the EART, friend, it comes up with how old is the Earth, and it says 4.543 billion years. And then it says how old is the Earth in seconds, how old is the Earth according to science, how old is the Earth in human years, how old is the Earth according to scientists, how old is the Earth according to the Bible, and then how old is the Earth really? Like,
Right.
they don't believe Google.
And I was looking, so, yeah. According to a lot of your evangelicals, it's only 6,000 years old.
Yeah, see, that's the answer Earth gives for that.
Huh?
Concerning the age of the Earth, the Bible's genealogical records combined with the Genesis 1 account of creation are used to estimate an age for the Earth and the universe of about 6,000 years, with a bit of uncertainty on the completeness of the genealogical records, allowing for a few thousand years or more. The thing is, I have a huge difference in opinion than most of them, according to that.
Right.
Because Genesis itself, the first part of it is supposed to be written in the Word of God. Well, God's years wouldn't be the same as ours.
No.
Okay, no, hear me out.
Okay?
This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the universe itself is way more than 13.7 billion years old.
Right.
Okay? What?
Okay?
Because we are measuring that in Earth time. We are measuring that in our understanding of spatial time. We're not measuring that in universal time. Okay? Our time is way slower than expansion.
Well,
Our time is way slower than universe. So the universe could have been around for trillions and trillions of years in its own time.
But as the math they use to calculate that, it allows for expansion.
Nothing allows for expansion. We don't understand expansion.
Okay, never mind.
No, I'm not trying to be an ass.
Yeah, but Kayla,
What?
you're saying nothing allows for expansion. Come on.
What?
Friend, just because we don't understand it completely, they are doing the best calculation they can.
Yes.
Meaning that first billion years is in our billion years. There, it went a lot faster than that billion years here.
Okay.
It is allowing for expansion from the space we are away from where it originated as far as they know.
How
As far as
old are
they've
the
calculated.
dinosaurs?
75 million years? Like, the Cretaceous period was 65 million years ago.
I guess my problem is, how can you say the Earth is only 6,000 years when science has proven?
Okay, now let's go back to that.
Yeah.
The earth was created, the heavens and the earth
Right.
were created in 6 days. Okay, and on the 7th day he rested.
So they rested. Right.
Those are God's days. Okay, we have no calculation for them. Friend, the time of Adam and Eve
Right.
is the beginning of time according to us. The 6 days before that do not count. It is the time that humans have existed according to the Bible.
6,000 years.
Give or take a few thousand, because genealogically we don't have the knowledge. And they didn't back then. You got to remember how long ago that was written. It could be 6,000 years that area was populated.
Right.
Friend. And when they found different writings of Moses and Noah and all of those stories.
They're still finding scrolls and caves that they haven't even translated.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We were never able to carbon date those. Until now.
Right.
Those numbers are so old, they're based off old science.
Mm-hmm.
Friend,
Not only are they based off of old science, but they're based off of units of measurement that we don't even understand anymore.
that's right.
Yeah.
So, like,
Cubics and shit.
Genesis 1:24 says, "And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and the beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so." Dinosaurs were possibly created on the 6th day. That is before human existence.
The beasts of its kind. Yes.
Friend,
Okay.
therefore they're not within that 6,000 years. They don't count.
Right.
That's why they're not mentioned at any other time, because we have no stories of them.
There was no man.
No.
There was no one to take.
Not in the area that the stories were created.
Yeah.
Like there was.
And
Kinda.
that's your problem.
Well, towards the end of the Mesozoic period. Friend, that's when humans became a thing. But before that, there was prehistoric man. We did exist on some level with dinosaurs.
Yes, we have plenty of fossilized records for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see like a human footprint inside of a dino footprint, you
Right.
know what I mean.
But that's where, again, people have to treat the
Human-ish.
Bible as a smorgasbord or a potluck. You take what you like.
Well, they do.
You leave what you don't. Oh, yeah, they have for years. Because otherwise, it's not possible to live by the Bible anymore.
But you know, to be perfectly
You
honest,
will get hurt.
that is every religion.
You'll get stoned.
Every single religion
Well, that's if you smoke
is
by
the
the
same
Bible.
way.
Forget.
Right.
Eh?
Huh?
Every religion does that.
Yeah. It's
Every
Mahabharata,
single
the
religion
Torah.
does that. And I'm not just talking about that form of religion or anything either. I'm talking even in Buddhism, in paganism. You pick and choose certain things that you want to follow, certain paths that you want to live. It doesn't mean that you have to pick everything from that path in order to believe in it.
I want to join that African tribe that when you do something bad, they give you hugs. Fan, I want hugs.
That's not the Dogon tribe, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But, like, hugs rock. Fan.
You are a hugger. It's weird.
And they tell you what you did right. Like, how good of a person you are. Friend.
Well, you imagine if the United States went to that route.
We'd have a lot of deaths.
Okay. That's the thing. We can never switch to that route now.
No, we might get stabbed.
But, like, if we
shot.
started that way, it'd be cool. But we can't switch to that now. Too many people would die.
Now,
Yeah.
okay, so
Friend.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's say some horrible catastrophe happens, right? And that particular tribe is the only one to live. Okay?
That would start culture.
That would
doing
start
that.
a whole new concept
Yeah.
of what culture is and what misbehaving is and everything else, because everyone subsidiary from that time forward would have grown up in that custom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I saw
That's world peace right there waiting to happen.
I saw a truck window that honestly it made me laugh my ass off. And it was one of the 3 split windows. Okay? Friend,
buddy.
so in the back of the window he had a Black Lives Matter sticker
Okay.
in the first one, and then it was crossed out and it said, "I apologize." And then in the center window, it had an All Lives Matter sticker, and it was crossed out, and it said, "I apologize." And in the last window, it said, "No lives matter. Go fuck yourself."
I like that.
Hilarious. I was just kidding.
You are being such a dick tonight.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Whatever.
Friend, told you not to bring your work home.
I didn't.
Friend, yeah. Yeah, that's why so many people are scared of you now.
I don't even want to talk about you.
We're not. We're talking about you.
I
Friend.
don't care. Meh.
Oh.
So,
When I was gonna go and work and build rockets, you're all like, "Dude, bring your work home."
well,
And now you're
yeah,
all like, "Fuck
it's a
yeah."
rocket.
Okay.
Of course I want that brought home.
God.
Van needs a new engine.
Right.
Friend, so what do you guys think of the guys who don't spend time on these social media platforms? They don't investigate, they don't have anything to do with it, but they promote other people.
I believe that they're really good at promoting, and a lot of other people pay them very well to promote their shit.
Not always.
A lot of them don't get paid.
Yeah.
A lot of them just do this. Like there is one on here who has even promoted us. They're called italkparanormal.com. And 90% of their posts, they do a hashtag and then a city. Mm-hmm. And like this one says, "Hey, hashtag Birmingham, have you seen a UFO?" And that's all their tweets are. And they look for responses. Do you believe in Chupacabra? Do you believe in Bigfoot? They just constantly are asking questions like that. They're not getting paid for this. It's just, and then they tweet out different podcasts. We've got another one called Podcast Overlord that they have created a podcast page on their website, and it's a free service. And they asked me to submit a form for it, and our podcast is sitting on it now.
Okay.
So, like, what do you guys think of these? Are they helpful or detrimental to the community, the paranormal community?
Well,
I think they're helpful. They're getting the word out there.
I think they're helpful, but if the only people looking at their site is other, podcasters, and not the people looking for podcasters, it's like having the events and having nobody show up, but the vendors are just buying from the vendors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Friend, I do know a few of them are actually getting responses just because, like, that I Talk Paranormal.
Right.
He, because he hashtags just the city name and nothing about, nothing about the paranormal other than his own like his name, but it's not hashtag. The only hashtag in the post is the city name.
Okay.
If you look up the city name on Twitter, it's one of the posts that comes up. And you'll get the people out there that are bored,
Right.
looking through Twitter, and they check out what's going on in their own town. And their own answers are coming up on there. It's not just podcasts and other things.
Okay.
So, but then they'll follow that group or particular person, and all of a sudden they're seeing tweets about our podcast. So I think it is helpful in that way.
Yeah, and that's one of those.
They need to be scrupulous. They need to see which ones are because they're not just doing podcasts. They're also they're doing groups and investigation pages and if the investigation page, as we've seen, is doing dangerous things or things that they probably shouldn't be or morally wrong things, while they're doing this stuff and advertising that, then they probably shouldn't be sharing them as well.
No. If it's an unethical group, yeah, that's where you have to weed through who you're promoting. And you kind of have to know about the paranormal before you do that. What's right and what's wrong when it comes to a paranormal team. If you're really just not into the paranormal and you're just doing this to help people, promote their groups, podcasts, events, then in that regard it could be a hurt. Because now you're sending clients to a team that really know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
On that regard. It's not hurting anybody going to a podcast and saying, oh, these guys suck. Okay, let's go check this one out. That's not hurting anybody.
And what?
I don't know. It's kind of like watching reaction videos. I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's why we're asking you.
I don't want to see somebody else's reaction to something, because all you're doing is taking the original person's idea and reacting to it. So really the content isn't there.
I will say that depends on sometimes. You're right 90% of the time. But there is 10% of those reaction videos that do make it worth it to watch them, because the reaction is just as good, if not better, than the original video.
Right.
Like, there was one that I saw where it was 5 very famous YouTubers,
Okay.
and the first one had a reaction video of blood.
Blood.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was actually a post that they put up after they rewoke because they passed out while watching a video of someone being cut open. Little tiny surgeries, different things that people are, like, doctors are starting to post, right? And he passed out during his reaction video to it because it was too much for him.
Oh my God.
You're a medic. You're not going to get that.
No, I'm not.
But it's
Sorry.
entertaining to some people, like me.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pass out. If you can't handle blood, don't watch it.
But the other YouTubers watched the video on one side and the other guy, and it was all timing of when they would pass out. Because the original video, it was, they kept getting worse
Right.
of what they were doing in the surgery. And it was 5 YouTubers passing out eventually. And these kids are millennials. They're not used to that kind of, like, yes, they're used to blood and gore because that's kind of the norm now.
Right.
But when you actually see it and it's real,
It's real.
and you know it's real, that's when it starts getting to the point where they can't handle it. Whereas, like, you or me, friend, we see that stuff, it's like, cool. Friend.
Today was bananas. Yeah, I had to go to Walmart today.
Did you?
It was bananas.
You went to Walmart today.
Yeah.
Did you get shot?
No.
Holy fuck.
No.
What?
What?
That's harsh.
That's aisle 5, Kayla.
That's real world.
That's
No,
pretty good.
and I went to the box store for the first time today too, and that was kind of cool.
Oh, the new big box outlet?
Yeah, it's a little pricey. It wasn't what I was expecting, because I expect things to be lower there because
It's one of those stores where it's the item you have to search for.
Yeah, and like Ashley said, you have to know the prices that you have to know. Yeah,
You have to
Like,
know
it
what
is
things
cheaper
are
than
Yep.
it would be
for certain,
for
and
certain things.
that's the
Right.
thing. If you
Right.
find the right item, it's a perfect store.
Now,
But you have to search through the entire store every week.
I loved the new canned food outlet. I've never been there.
Canned food.
The one next to
Grocery outlet.
Grocery outlet. There you go.
You have never been to grocery outlet?
No, since they moved.
Oh,
The new location.
I thought you meant like you've never been to a
Oh,
grocery
no,
outlet.
No. Not since I moved. I've been to the old location.
Yeah, it's a lot cleaner.
It's a lot cleaner, and there's a lot more space to put stuff, I think.
Friend, I still don't shop there.
No?
No, because I've gotten a lot of things from there that they were expired and they were priced that way, but
Okay.
I didn't expect them to be expired. I do not buy expired pop.
No.
Friend,
No.
that was just wrong. So, but like they do have their purpose and they do have some pretty good prices, and I'm quite happy with them most of the time. And it just depends on, again, the item you buy.
Yep. You have to know. You have to know what your normal price is.
What your normal price is and what that particular brand, whether it's worth buying them.
Because our goal today was to get stuff that we can cook outside. We don't need to be inside where it's hot as hell and throw the oven on to make it hotter than hell. But, you know.
I cooked inside today and it's only 90 degrees in here. It's fine.
It's only 90.
That was 4 hours ago. We're doing good.
Yeah. It's down to about 80. It's
Friend.
71 outside at 11 o'clock.
We're not supposed to get below 66 tonight.
I don't think so. No.
And at 6 a.m. it'll be 66 degrees and then it's going to start climbing.
Yep.
So I have told the kids I'm switching my schedule and I will sleep tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And they are allowed to do the same thing. Till this wave is over, and
It's not going to be over until...
we got rain on Monday.
Oh, thank God.
I'm seeing rain on Thursday, not Monday.
Whatever.
Let me check
As
right
long
now.
as rain is in the forecast, I'm
But
cool.
Still rain on Monday.
Rain in 70s. So it's still warm.
I don't
Friend.
care. It needs to be cloud covered. I don't care about warm.
Yeah, Kayla can't handle the
I-
sun.
I'm like
Right.
straight up allergic to the sun. Do
She's
you
a
know how
vampire.
much it sucks to have to wear
alien vampire.
Friend.
full freaking armed and full
From the
legged
planet Vampirus.
clothing?
Are we gonna do a fire on Monday night in the
Not
rain?
if it's freaking raining.
What?
Friend.
No, but seriously, I will tell you, it really, really sucks to be in full gear during these heat waves. I live in Washington for a freaking reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a huge reaction to the sun.
Yeah.
I live in Washington because I only have to worry about it for a week at a time. Okay? And this always sucks for me. I freaking hate summer. Because I am like a giant ball of freaking sweat under 14 layers of clothing. And everybody looks at me like I'm a crazy freak because I'll be the only one that has my whole face covered, my whole head covered, and I'm in like a Carhartt hoodie and full-legged freaking pants all summer long.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is wrong with this chick?
All next week is supposed to be cloudy.
Oh, thank God.
Is it?
Yeah. For on Monday is a 73 with a 71% chance of rain.
So it's supposed to be in the 70s still, but
And then every other day of the week has at least a 60% chance of rain.
did you see that Army Chinook? Did that Army Chinook go over your house this morning?
No. Is that what they were talking about in Darrington?
I didn't see Darrington. I just know that son of a bitch. You could almost see the pilot going directly over our house. It shook the house.
You got to remember, I am from Canada, so Chinook means something totally different to me.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's a low pressure system coming off the mountains that makes
No.
really warm winters.
So a Chinook is the double rotor helicopter.
Like-
it's what we use for special forces use it because it's got a tailgate that comes down and you can put a Humvee in it and fly away. It's a transport bird.
Yeah, but it's a possibility it was coming from or to Jim Creek.
It's possible, but it went right over our house and then it banked over our field there, like it was going to land at Concrete Airport. Which for me is weird to see an Army bird here. You
Well,
don't see
but
them too
if they,
often, not that low.
unless they were coming from somewhere and doing a training run, but they had to go around Jim Creek to do it,
Could be,
that would make sense.
yeah.
For an
Cause I didn't hear it take off again. Because
Okay,
that's a
so-
loud helicopter.
I've noticed something this year, and I don't know if any of you guys have, but I have noticed a lot of insects that I haven't seen before. A lot of different types of insects.
Like what?
Like, there are really weirdly patterned little, they look almost like beetles. Okay? I've seen a lot of really brightly patterned
Do you mean
insects.
okay? When you say pattern, do you mean like 10 stripes down their back?
No, I mean like lime fucking green with black, what are they called? Almost triangles on them. That one landed on me the other day. It was really weird because I was like, what is that? Like, my automatic reaction, because I've always heard that neon-colored freaking insects are...
Usually you stay away
No,
from them.
you don't touch those. You stay away from the brightly colored insects because most of them are poisonous.
But when they say that, it's like full neon.
No, I understand that, but this guy was bright Mountain Dew freaking green.
Sweet.
And then he had little
You don't-
black
so-
triangle like
Did you lick them
on him? No,
and
I
then
did
see
not.
anything?
So along with the weird bugs, what I noticed too this year was it's the first year I've actually, they talked about that. I can't remember. It's an arsenic plant. The poisonous plant, they're saying it's sprouting up all over Washington. That you don't touch or you're going to die. Mm-hmm. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I mean, and I've never heard of that before. The only toxic plant I know of right off the top of my head is foxglove, and it looks very similar to.
But a lot of them said that was a popular one in the 60s and 50s in this area.
So it's coming back.
It's coming back.
Yes, but the weather is coming back to about the 50s and 60s.
Well, and
Okay.
no, but they were able to get rid of it. It grows in other areas, and they think someone transplanted it back by accident.
That could be.
Friend.
It's just
To be-
all the weird shit going on.
Because
this
there are
year.
still a lot of people who love to go to different areas and grab plants and bring them back to their house and try and
that's
grow
probably
them.
what happened.
Because like my grandma used to try and do that all the time, but she would always try to get Dad in trouble because she did it in national parks, which you're not allowed to take a plant from a national park. And but if she wanted it, well, she'd try and sneak it in her pocket if she could. Right? Grandma wasn't a criminal, but friend, she loved plants.
Oh,
Friend, I don't know. Like there's, like as we go through, we're gonna see things
a lot of changes.
that we have never seen before in the area because the area is changing.
Yep.
We're bringing in new animals. We're bringing in new people. Friend, with that, then think of all the construction that's been happening around here. That dirt that's coming in isn't local.
True.
Friend,
You know what else is weird? The bears are in town. Usually, within a month. Back in June, July, I would start seeing bear scat. I ain't seen no bear scat in my road.
yeah, I've got homework for you.
Okay.
Friend, I'm gonna go get you a buttload of apples and
Okay.
honey and oats,
Yep.
and you're gonna go for a walk up haystack if you don't mind.
Well, the beehives are there now.
Yeah, but way up,
Oh.
like farther.
Oh, good God. You can make me climb the
I'm gonna make you climb.
mountain?
Because if we can get them out of town, we will.
Oh, they're going to...
I'm gonna take some up Cumberland too,
Okay.
Baron. We're gonna get them away from people.
Well, that needs to happen.
Yeah,
Naturally.
and I think if we did that two or three times, we'd have pretty good luck getting them away.
Okay.
And as long as we took them to an area that gets a lot of wind flow,
Oh, they'll smell it.
they'll smell it.
Yeah.
Because 2 times is long enough to feed them that it'll become their normal hunting grounds. So we find enough area with a lot of berries, a lot of things that naturally go. Like, remember that area in Cumberland we went up when we were Bigfoot hunting? And we sat there and ate raspberries
Get up
for
there.
like half an hour.
Yeah.
I think if we took them up there, and then I remember about halfway up Haystack, there was a pretty good sized blackberry and blueberry, or not blueberry, raspberry bushes that I think they will be majorly attracted to if they could stay there. Friend,
I just gotta. Well, I ain't gonna worry about it.
what?
You don't want to get accused of baiting them, but I'm not shooting them, so it's not baiting.
No. Friend,
And put them off to the side where other humans ain't gonna see it and go, "Oh yeah, I can come here and shoot me." At
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take the whole pack of whatever you're bringing for them, and you put them about 10 feet into the woods, and make sure it's a little bit heavily densed. And what you want to do is take that oat and honey,
Yeah.
and you actually spread it about 3 feet up to 4 feet up a tree, so that when the wind comes
Okay.
through, it will spread throughout the trees, and that smell will actually run down 'em. And if you put them heavily enough into the woods, that is where they're going to look for their food.
Yeah.
Friend, you want to stay off your main roads there. Friend, even though no one can really get up your road, they have to walk. But
No one's been coming up our road, which is nice. I did find a dump site. I'm gonna go check out here in a couple days.
well, and they've cut off a lot of areas of Cumberland as well.
Really?
Yeah,
They put gates up.
yeah. Especially that one. I think it was D3, where we actually set the gifting site.
Yep.
Past that, there is now a gate.
They kinda
And it
have-
makes sense. No, the road that they had there, friend, it's starting to crumble.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like you can actually pass it with a vehicle, but I wouldn't trust it because about half your tires off the roadway when you actually go through now. So I would want to be careful up there,
Yeah.
friend. I went up there a few weeks ago just to check everything out, friend.
I haven't been up Cumberland in a long time.
No, you used to be able to go, and I don't know if you still can, but you used to be able to go from Upper Finney all the way around.
Yeah, you can,
You
Can you?
can.
Okay.
friend.
You haven't gated that part?
No, we would have made it if you guys wouldn't have crapped out when me, you, and Markham went up.
Oh.
I think it was him that crapped out. Friend, I wanted to go to Darrington
Oh.
because you can get all the way to Darrington from there
Yeah.
and to Cumberland.
Yeah, no.
Actually, we came through Cumberland.
Yeah, we came through Cumberland, but no, if you take the left branch instead of the right, which would take you to Cumberland, we would have gone to Darrington.
Yeah,
Yeah.
friend, because we started at Upper Finney. Oh yeah, we got 2 minutes left.
So, yeah, I'm going to start digging. And again,
Who you burring?
No, I'm breaking my again my website links down by category, and I'll be looking a lot more at the UFO sites to see what's new, if anything.
Well,
And if you come across any paranormal investigative teams that want analysis of their investigations, let me know, and we'll critique them.
absolutely. Also, next week I would like to try something.
Okay.
Kayla, you're probably not going to have time to do this, but I'm pretty sure there's a few sites that or things that you could talk about that you'd enjoy and have enough information about straight off. Pick a cryptid.
Okay.
Let's pick 3 cryptids, 1 each, and friggin' break them up.
Break them down.
Yep, break them down.
Okay, but you know my cryptids are gonna be hella weird, right?
Well, that's good,
Okay.
actually.
Like, what do you mean? Like, cougar in the bar weird, or friggin'?
That's Tuesday night.
Oh, so Anthony and I started our Stranger Things marathon back up,
Oh, rock on.
and
Nice.
he fell asleep kind of through first episode of season 2. That's how far back we still are.
I think I'm going to finish it tonight.
Are you?
Yeah. I've got half a season to get through. Friggin'.
Okay.
I might. I don't know. We'll see. It's pretty hot to just sit inside and watch TV. I might sit outside.
And
But-
watch TV.
No. Play a game or study.
Yeah.
We will
Study
see.
up some cryptids.
You study up on paranormal in general. We have so many topics we've got to talk about.
Absolutely.
That we need to research and
Get
whatnot.
through.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. With that, we are done for the night. We're getting back into the bunker.
And real quick, folks, remember the Discord channel is open all the time. It's not like it's a show specific chat. So if you have questions throughout the week, you post them and we will bring them up on the show.
And I have it on my phone. Eric's constantly on his computer. We will talk to you about this off show.
Yep.
I'll ignore you unless it's specifically directed towards me.
Direct all questions to Kayla.
And we'll see them anyway. So we'll answer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It don't matter.
We'll correct her on whatever she says.
They do it all the time. You've heard the show.
You got me thinking about cryptids now.
Excellent.
All
All right, guys. With that, we'll see you next week.
Bye,
Yep, bye.
everybody.
And stay cool if you're in Washington.
Or anywhere else
Or
in
anywhere
town.
else.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.